Joe Fabush here. I'm from FindLaw, and welcome to FindLaw's 5 in 5. It's the show that takes you through 5 interesting legal stories in about 5 minutes. Today we have some interesting recent lawsuits against tech giants, including Roblox for potentially allowing child predators onto its platform, and Microsoft for discontinuing support for Windows 10. There's an interesting controversy in North Carolina. A new lawsuit wants the county to take down a statue that's dedicated to our faithful slaves. There's big changes ahead for Snap that we'll get into. And finally, as college kids get ready to go back to school, there's a new lawsuit that alleges the early decision admission process is one big collusion. Let's get started. Roblox, the kid-focused gaming giant, is under legal fire. Multiple lawsuits from parents in the state of Louisiana say Roblox's safety controls are failing, enabling grooming and sexual exploitation of children, for some as young as 8 years old. The claims are negligence, design defects, failure to warn, and even unjust enrichment. Roblox touts upgrades like facial age tech and stronger parental controls, but critics say it's not enough, pointing to weak age verification, insufficient moderation, and easy creation of fake kid accounts that predators use to build trust and exploit minors. Louisiana's suit goes further. It alleges violation of the state's unfair trade law and seeks permanent injunctions that could effectively shut Roblox down unless it ensures child safety. With over 85 million daily users and half of U.S. kids under 16 on the platform monthly, the stakes are enormous. We'll watch together whether courts force a safer playground or just close it altogether. If you're a Windows 10 user like I am, and the data says you might well be, you might be interested in this story about Microsoft pulling the plug on free security updates to force users onto Windows 11 and its AI-heavy features. Lawrence Klein isn't too happy. He brought a lawsuit filed in California state court that alleges violations of the unfair competition law, false advertising law, and other claims. He wants Microsoft ordered to keep free security patches flowing until Windows 10 users drop below 10%, and to disclose end-of-support dates and ads. Microsoft's stance, well, it says free updates end October 2025, but extended security updates will be available for a price. Businesses can pay escalating fees for up to 3 more years, and consumers can buy a 1-year add-on. Critics say that's paywalling basic safety, but Microsoft says Windows 10 has had a decade of support, and if you really don't like it, there are alternatives like Linux or Chrome OS. Now on to a courthouse statue, a painful inscription, and a federal rights fight in North Carolina. In the small town of Columbia, beside the Tyrrell County Courthouse, there stands a 1902 Confederate monument inscribed "In Appreciation of Our Faithful Slaves." A local group, Concerned Citizens of Tyrrell County, is filing a lawsuit that isn't seeking money, but just the removal of the statue and its racially discriminatory message. The group argues it undermines equal justice under the 14th Amendment. The county says its hands are tied by a 2015 state law that bars removing or altering historic monuments without state approval. A judge refused to toss the case on legislative immunity grounds, so it will move forward. And just to note that context matters. Many Confederate tributes began as memorials to fallen soldiers. Then in the Jim Crow era, it shifted toward messages of dominance like this one, which is unique in praising slavery. Plaintiffs include descendants of people enslaved there, and now the court will decide whether the monument stays as altered or comes down, and what justice for all really means on the courthouse steps. Big changes are coming to Snap. Nearly $300 billion in federal cuts over 10 years could squeeze benefits for the 40 million Americans who rely on them. But that's not all that's going. On August 4th, USDA Secretary Brooke Rollins approved waivers letting 6 more states ban certain SNAP purchases, think soda, energy drinks, and other junk food, with most bans kicking in early 2026. That brings the total number of states with junk food bans for SNAP up to 12. New federal rules go further, raising work requirements by a decade, now up to age 64, requiring parents of teens to work at least 80 hours a month, shifting hundreds of millions in admin costs to the states, and demanding more personal data from recipients. A coalition of state attorneys general has sued over the data mandate. SNAP, born as food stamps in 1939, serves 1 in 8 Americans, and it serves them about $6.16 a day per participant, at least in 2025. Supporters say the changes promote health and work. Critics warn they'll reduce access, stigmatize purchases, and burden states. Finally, elite colleges are facing an antitrust challenge to early decision admissions. 4 students are filing a class action claiming early decision locks applicants in before they can compare offers, inflating tuition and suppressing competition. The defendants are a who's who of higher ed, Ivy's top research universities, and elite liberal arts colleges. The plaintiffs allege a horizontal agreement not to compete for early decision students enforced by an application platform and information sharing. This keeps students from shopping around for aid and inflates tuition, at least the plaintiffs allege. They say insiders call early decision a customer allocation scheme that lets schools ration aid. They want damages and an injunction to end the practices. But antitrust cases are long and difficult, with appeals likely, so don't expect lower tuition anytime soon. All right, that's all we have for today. If you like this content, please be sure to like and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. Really helps us out and keeps the channel going. If you want more information on these topics or others, please head to FindLaw.com. Thanks so much for listening. See you next time.